everyone, it's Sami from Sami's Sweet Life, and we are continuing on the planner launch chit chat. This video is going to be my list of what planners I am considering for the new year. This isn't talking like brand specific planners necessarily, like, oh, I think I'm going to get a Moxie Life for XYZ. I'm going to have some that I do have specific brands that I'm contemplating. One, yes, completely 100% definite choice. And most of it is just me thinking about what I'm looking for 2024. Now, I am a planner YouTuber. I feel like if I wasn't a planner obsessed lady who chose to do a YouTube channel, my choices might be a little bit different. I try to combine more planners, more functions into one thing, but I happen to really just want to use as many planners as possible, have as many setups as possible. It gives me lots of things to play around with. It gives me lots of room for stickers and fun stuff, decorating. It also gives me lots of room for things to talk about on this channel. So I would probably do things slightly differently had I not had a YouTube channel based on planners, but for the most part, I would still be doing the same thing, like toying around with multiple planners, doing plenty of sticker sneeze planning and having fun with that. So that's also something to keep in mind, that I probably wouldn't have quite as many different categories, but I'm like, how many planners can I actually use and get away with using? How many planners can I try out throughout the year? It goes into that kind of process of like trying to optimize the most number of planners I can try out and review throughout the year. But I have some dedicated planners that I have used now for 1 to 2 years, and I have various different planners I'm going to consider for each of these categories. So moving into it, I need a dedicated goal planner, and that is my Moxie Life. So I was really good about using the Moxie Life for 2022, which was last year, and 2023, which was this year. I've been pretty much using it nonstop this year. I've got a few weeks of gaps here and there, but I absolutely love, love, love that goal system. I plan on continuing to use that goal system for 2024. Now, I did have like a Moxie Life crisis of sorts throughout this year because the Moxie Life is on an O-wire, like this golden coil. It's on the O-wire, but for 2024, the dated year Moxie Life is going to be on an actual spiral coil, so I can Frankenplan it. I can recoil it with pretty coils. Hint, hint, I have video content coming when I get my new Moxie Life. I love, love, love that it comes on a spiral coil for 2024. That's a huge, huge game changer. So I will definitely be using it in the goal setting capacity, but I found I had switched from vertical, which didn't tend to work for me that great, to horizontal for 2023, and I just ended up not hardly using the actual weekly pages after like the first half of the year. I just kind of stopped using them. I was using them to track like my daily wins, and I feel like I was super productive and more goal oriented when I was using the daily wins pages, but it got to be really repetitive for me to write like same things. I did my AM routine. I did this and this and this, and it got to be repetitive. But now that I don't do it anymore, it makes goals not as forefront in my mind. I may go back to doing the daily wins, or at least like journaling about my daily wins in some capacity, but the weekly pages on the Moxie Life are what is undetermined for me. I want the dated weekly action and reflection pages. I want the monthly goals pages, but I don't know necessarily that I need the weekly pages. So I ended up ordering a horizontal and a vertical for 2024. Full disclosure, I'm on the review crew, and I'm on review crew for various different things, but Moxie Life is one I fell in love with the planner first and then joined the review crew after. I just love, love, love it, but full disclosure, already have ordered my review crew stuff. I already picked out what I want to share with you guys. That will be coming soon, or it has already gone up on this channel. I don't know how my videos are falling right now. So for 2 years ago, when I first got a Moxie Life for 2022, I got some of the undated planners and I got a vertical planner. And I decided midway through that year, I really wanted a horizontal because the vertical wasn't working that great for me. So I switched to Team Horizontal a lot throughout 2023, but then somewhere in 2023, I became obsessed with stickers and I wanted a vertical Moxie Life that was dated, and I didn't have one. I made do with an undated vertical and tested it out for a while, but this year I'm like, I'm getting both. I want a vertical and a horizontal so that if I switch halfway through the year, I still have a Moxie Life dated planner to use. So that was part of why I didn't go back to a Moxie Life vertical. I didn't have a dated one, and I didn't want to have to redate everything and use an undated one. And so next year it'll be on a spiral coil so I can Frankenplan it, and I will have both options to work with. But for goal setting, I know number one, Moxie Life. For the weekly pages, I'm not exactly sure. So you're gonna see in these various other categories that I'm talking about, I have Moxie Life mentioned because it'll be like the weekly spread pages I could use in this various capacity. So with all that said, goal setting is a big important one. Also, just a weekly planner, like a weekly spread where I can write out our appointments, our dance schedule. I'm a third-year dance mom. My daughter's in her third year of competitive dance, and that like is a big portion of me having to keep our schedule together because she has rehearsals, she has different classes, her classes change from day to day, and it's getting intense, guys. I am a dedicated, full-on dance mom now. The chauffeuring is real. It's a full-on part-time job being a dance mom at this point. And then also Stella also dances, but she's not competitive. So I have to have a weekly overview of our week because various dance things change, various appointments change. Both kids have appointments. Johnny and I both have appointments and things. He goes into the office certain days and I have to keep track of all of that. And I have been using the weekly hourly from ERIN CONDREN and I love it. It's the wildflowers. You guys know I love me some watercolor flowers, and Flora a few years back was my favorite planner design of all time. Still is. I love it. But wildflowers is a super duper close second. I'm using that. I started that as soon as it came out. I have that planner that's an 18-month through the end of 2024. So I plan on using that as my weekly, just keeping track of the schedule. It's an hourly schedule, so I can put exactly what time frames everything is and then plan my free time and my productive time and all the other things around that schedule. So it's been really nice to have that visual every week. I sit down, put some stickers in, make it cute, and then I have that to look at throughout the week. And I know, like, if we're adding more play dates and other things to it or running errands, I can plan it around what we already have. It's like one big piece of the puzzle for me to be able to see it all in an hourly fashion like that on a whole week, just 2-page spread. I don't tend to like use it and add more things to it very much. I just really strictly stick to like appointments and timed things on there. I definitely could squeeze in like to-do listing on there, but it would be in a way that it feels not as aesthetically pleasing to me and it adds more clutter to the page. I've tested that out a little bit, but I don't know that I'm going to do to-do listing on it in the future. So it's just a dedicated weekly, hourly look at our schedule. I also have a monthly on my desk. So this is another big portion of the puzzle for me, is just having a monthly outlook, and it's just sitting on my desk on a little tablet stand, and I have that and I've used that now dedicated hardcore for 2 years, and I love that. I will continue to have a monthly, and I have an 18-month ERIN CONDREN, again, 18-month ERIN CONDREN I'm using for that. I don't love it. It's very beautiful, but it doesn't have lines on it and the boxes are kind of small. So I may end up switching that somewhere throughout the year, but I'm going to start 2024 with what I already have. I really, really like it. It's the Inspire collection. So every monthly has this little like watercolor swooshes across it with the bright colors. I just love it. So I will keep it for now, but it's just not as functional as the lined ones I've used previous to this. So I'm not super sold on it lasting the entire rest of the year, like for a full 18 months. And then I've talked about this one more on like my Peloton chat videos. I have a dedicated fitness planner, and this is my second year using a dedicated fitness planner. I'm a Peloton person, so I do Peloton based classes, and I love having a fitness planner. Even like during sick weeks and stuff, I'm very happy I have this, even though I have blanks in the schedule here and there. But I love this. I love writing down my miles and tracking my mileage, so I will definitely continue to have a dedicated fitness planner. Now, I have toyed around with 2 different ones over the years, and I plan on toying around with a new one again next year because I just found that I used a spread that was way too intense, and I want to tone it back for next year, simplify it a little bit more. Like, it's got a health tracker I'm not using, goal setting stuff I'm not using. It was just a little bit too much to track. I thought I would track my steps every day, and so I have a little line in there for steps for every day. Haven't used it, and I don't like tracking my steps, so it's just something that I thought I would really like and didn't like the step tracking. So that's on every day. And so I'm going to simplify moving forward to just have a bare bones weekly spread. So that's what I'm looking for in a fitness planner. It's just going to be strictly tracking exercise and miles. And now I may combine that with some sort of like wellness and food logging, health related type of planner. So it might be a combined thing where I have fitness, wellness, that kind of thing together. And I have a list of like what I would like to track or, you know, write down it says fitness planner, might do all in one or split into fitness and then health, wellness, weight, that kind of thing. So I want to track my exercise, my miles, my fitness journaling. I would love to be able to be like, I am so happy about this ride and write all the stuff down. Weight tracking, food log, or a separate book for food logging. That's what I really want in a fitness planner. It might be just a fitness specific miles and exercise tracker and then everything else in one, like weight, fitness and health talk, that kind of thing, food logging. I don't know how that's going to break out at this point, but I know I want some place for all of that stuff. So it might be one planner, it might be two planners, it might be a fitness tracker, some sort of health and wellness, weight tracking, and then also a food log. So I could break it potentially into 3 different sections, but I don't know how it's going to shake out yet, but it's definitely on my radar. It's like one of my top tier things. I definitely have to have an exercise writing it all down thing. And then as options for that, I could totally use another plum paper, hardcover in a different layout. Plum paper has tons of different layouts, and I have an A5 from last year that could work in that capacity. I also have some really old A5 horizontal stuff that I could use from ERIN CONDREN. I might end up buying another horizontal A5, which I used 2 years back. That was my fitness planner, and I loved that. I used it all year long. It was just very simplified, and I thought, oh, it's too simple. I want to like up my game. And then I thought this year, oh, I went too hardcore. Like it's just too big and too much stuff on it. So I could also, I have a Colorful Cosmos academic planner that might work in that capacity. It would be me using the December through July pages and then having to repurpose the August through December pages for the second half of the year. So I got that one that's an academic year. I would be using half of it actually on time and then redating half of it. I also have some weeks planners and some traveler's notebook style planners I could use for that. But again, not sure how that's gonna shake out yet, but I'm just giving you guys my like thought process on how I'm picking out planners and what I need in a planner, just to like give you guys ideas also. I also need a content planner. So this is something I started this year as the first time as a dedicated content planner. I'm reading straight from my notes. I have a pen in here that's messing things up. I'm reading straight from my notes from this, and it is the Golden Coil. So I really liked this planner. I love the feel of the cover. I'm a very tactile person. I like textures and feelings, and this one just feels so smooth and luxurious. It is a top tier price-wise planner, so I'm going in a different direction next year just because I feel like, you know, it's just used for my content planning. It doesn't have to be a $90 to $100 really expensive planner. This is like one of the most expensive planners that I did end up purchasing out of my own money, out of my own pocket. I purchased this planner. I do love it. I love the paper. I love everything about it. It's just expensive. So I'm definitely going in a new direction for next year, although it was a great planner. This is like the spread that I use every week. I just love it. It's got the little grid so I can put in all my videos and Instagram stuff, and then I have 2 to-do lists that I work from when I'm like planning videos and filming and editing and all that stuff. And then I have a page of notes, which I'm looking at now. That's the way it's set up. I have loved this setup, but I'm going to use a different planner for it. I'm gonna either simplify it somehow or use something different. So as far as content planner, of course, I love the Golden Coil. There's a few different weeklies that I've thought about using in this capacity. Sprouted Planner, they have a really awesome weekly that's a weekly page and then a dashboard every week. So that could work really well for this. Also like a week's or a traveler's notebook would work in this capacity where it'd be like a horizontal spread. I'm backwards for you guys. It'd be like a horizontal spread with a page for notes. So I really think the notes page is helpful for that. And so I could use something like that. I could use the Hobonichi weeks. I could use the Take a Note. It has plenty of room for notes pages day to day. Lots of options for that. I'm still toying around with what I'm going to use for that. So those are just some that I've written down that might be options for me. And then one thing I incorporated this year, I had really bad migraine issues throughout like last fall into this year, and I created a migraine log, and this is just a monthly. I did use a Sprouted monthly for this and I love it. It's just a little monthly. So this is a small little monthly from Sprouted Planner. It's really nice because it has lines on the monthly, so I can write out like what migraines, if it's left or right sided, like anything, details like times and stuff on there, what medicines I took, that kind of thing. And then it also has this page in between, which is a checklist page, and I really like this. Any planner I'm gushing about in this video, I will have a dedicated review coming up soon. I'm going to go through a whole line of in-depth reviews, top lists, all that stuff coming up soon. So this is just a little snippet of my thoughts on this, but I love that it gives me a notes page in between every monthly. So if I have more details I want to write down, I write it down here. oh, you know what? I really slept bad and I'm on my period and I ate something that was different. Like all those things I can put in here. It's really just to keep track. And going back to like the fitness planning, I would like to be better about food logging just to keep track of potential food related triggers. I do have some food related triggers. It'd be nice to be able to find some correlations in there and potentially knock out some more potential food triggers for me. But I love this. It's small. It doesn't have to be big in this capacity because I don't have a whole lot of extra writing to do, but I like being able to track what days I have migraines and be able to bring this to the doctor. Although I left it at home at my neurologist appointment recently, it's nice to have just to keep track of everything. So I will definitely do that in some capacity. So I have a few options for that. I could definitely do like a weeks style thing, like something small and compact, and it gives me room to write on there too, but those are more like weekly style books, and I don't know that I need a dedicated weekly for migraine issues. I'm not having, thankfully, knock on wood, I'm not having weekly migraine spells anymore. I was there for a while, like having 2 to 3 a week, and that was really tough, and in that case I would need a weekly, so I might end up going the weekly route, just have the option when I need it. If I need it, hopefully I don't need it, like fingers and toes crossed that I wouldn't need it, but I would like to be able to have a dedicated migraine log in some capacity, probably just monthly, but it could definitely be a weekly thing too, where I can write about symptoms, like write about non-migraine type of headaches or other health things going on. We do catch like, you know, the kid colds and stuff too. I could write about those kind of things too and keep better health notes, even though I don't think I need those parts as much. I just really need the migraine stuff. And now as far as like fun, ideal other ways to use planners, I have a what I'm calling travel / on the go / dance mom planner, and I ended up using this for actually vacation, not actually for dance mom travels, but I ended up setting up this freckled fawn traveler's notebook. It's a legit standard size traveler's notebook, and I have a sterling ink notebook in here. I use this for travel. I talked about it in a video, and I'm thinking this is going to be at least part of my travel on the go dance mom life, because in the spring dance competitions really start picking up and we travel like once a month. I need some sort of like way to have all my planner goodness with me, and I feel like this might not be quite enough. I usually take a notebook, but I'd like to have a little bit more with me, so I'd maybe do like a planner pouch with my traveler's notebook or something else small, like a planner folio that's 8x5 size. It's got to be stuff that I wouldn't be devastated to lose, like it could be replaced, but I also want a little bit more than just a notebook with me. I really like to be able to do some planning. There is some downtime every once in a while at these dance competitions, but a lot of times it's really go, 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 and we're on our feet. I'm changing costumes and doing hair and, you know, all the dance mom stuff, but I really would like to have some downtime activities. So I did pack like a travel pouch one of the dance competitions last season, but I don't know exactly how it's all going to shake out. And again, I'll do videos on it when I come up with my system, but this is what I used for our last travel, and I really liked it. It's really fun to have and set up my own pages in this little traveler's notebook, and it's nice and compact. So it might be the only thing, or it might be in addition to other things. I did get a traveler's notebook size 2024 planner, so it could stick in here with that system. So that's just part of it. It's just like a fun thing. I can sticker sneeze that. It can be for traveling where I can document everything, keep track of like her scores and her placements and dances and solos and all that stuff. I would like to have a dedicated, this little traveler's notebook is for dance. This traveler's notebook is for everything else, that kind of thing. So it's just something I'm toying around with because I really liked traveling with it when we went to Georgia and Tennessee. So it's just on my little like fun radar right now. Okay, and in that same sphere of fun and sticker sneeze, I need a sticker sneeze planner. I started out 2023 using the Sterling Ink Common Planner. I used a half-year B6 and it was a little bit too small, and I moved into an A5. I've tried out various other A5 things, and that's still part that's up in the air. I know I want something that's like a Hobonichi style planner. It's the 1.3-inch column, so I can use Hobonichi cousin style stickers in there, but I don't know what it's going to be yet. I've got a few in the running for that. It might end up being a Sterling Ink. It might end up being something else. One of the other planners I absolutely loved this year was Wonderland 222. That's another brand that I'm looking at and considering for this job, but I don't know yet. I don't exactly know where I'm going to go with that one. I would love to have it all in one, where I started the year with a half-year B6. I knew it wasn't going to be a full year in one book, no matter how it shook out, but I would love to start with a full year planner for that. It's monthly, weekly, and daily pages. So I use the daily pages for just journaling and like washi swatches and various things like that. Those Hobonichi vertical columns, I really just love stickering the heck out of those. So it's just gonna be a fun stickery type of planner for me. And yeah, not exactly sure which one it's gonna be. I would like to decide before 2024 so I can stick with it in the entire year and make it big and chunky and fluffy with all the stickers. So I went and grabbed my half letter B6 off the shelf, and I just love this fluffiness that it gets when you write on the paper. It gets all crinkly and fans out so much, and I love, love, love this. You can see I didn't finish all like the journaling in the back, but I just love the way it looks. I would love to have a full year in one chunky monkey book. So that's definitely what I'm considering, is trying to get a full year and trying to make that decision before 2024 starts. So I've got quite a few to consider in that category, but those Wonderland 222 and Sterling Ink are the top two right now. It might change. I'm still in the process. You guys know this is way early. This is September when I'm filming this. So it could totally change by then. And then the last thing is I would just like to have a fun, like nightly reflection book. I have a folio, an A5 ERIN CONDREN planner folio. It's the petite folio system, and I have that on my nightstand. I would like to have something possibly in addition to that. That's for like brain dumping, ideas for videos, any to-do listing I just need to get out of my head goes in that book. And I do have some daily reflection and gratitude stuff in there as well, but I would like a dedicated, and I've seen clips of this, I would like a dedicated like daily page every day. And I have an undated Hemlock and Oak that might serve in this capacity. It's just where I'm gonna put quotes and put all the things on my mind, and each page is gonna look a little bit different. I want it to be kind of whimsical and not really themed out, not really have a clear vision of what every page is going to look like as far as what formula, but I want something that's just going to be a little bit more artsy, journaly, daily reflection, unwinding type of thing. So it can have brush lettering in it some days, it can have just notes, it can have just journaling. It's just going to be one of those things that I want to dabble with and see what pops out, like see how it ends up shaking out over time. And I have an undated daily Hemlock and Oak. I would love to have gotten a dated one. I did not, but that's definitely on my radar, is if I can use a planner in that capacity, I totally will get a dated next year. There's just daily pages that I can use in this same capacity where I'm just, I don't know, dabbling, artsifying it and getting the thoughts out. But that's gonna be a more like personal type of thing for me. And so that's just something I'm toying with, playing around with. I've done it a few times here and there. I've used actually a couple of those Hemlock and Oak pages for this. I don't know if that's going to be the planner I'm going to use for this project, or if it's going to be something else. Maybe it'll be an A5 size thing, but I definitely want this. I just wrote in daily reflection and then Hemlock and Oak. So that is my list of what I'm looking for as far as 2024. I'm on the lookout like, ooh, could this work as a fitness planner? Ooh, could this work as a fitness planner? Like all my different categories. I'm planning my purchases around that. I'm also planning on repurposing some of the planners I already have, especially some undated ones. Since I know that I love stickers, I can totally repurpose and add stickers and redate anything that's already dated, or date anything that's an undated blank slate. So that's definitely something that I'm considering as well. But that's just my list. I would love to know in the comments down below. Let me know what's on your wish list for 2024. What kind of planners are you having in your lineup, as far as like, are you gonna have an all-in-one planner? Are you gonna have different categories for various things? I would love to know what is on your wish list for that. I like having planners. I like having dedicated, my mind compartmentalizes each type of planner, and it's worked really well in certain things, especially like the fitness planning, the content planning, the nightly journaling type of stuff in my folios worked really well. My sticker sneezes worked really well. All things seem to be like falling really good into place for me, where I'm like, yeah, I have a really good system for XYZ, and then there's certain areas that need to be tweaked. And I'm very excited for 2024. This is way early, but I'm super excited. I've been playing around with this list for a while, and I wanted to share it with you guys. And like I said, still to be determined, still might change any of these categories up, but I know certain ones like the Moxie Life for goal setting is gonna stay, and other ones, they're up in the air. So I just wanted to give you guys my thought process. Moving into planner launch season, what I'm on the lookout for, and let you guys know what's coming. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe. I'm on the road to 10K. I'm officially on the road to 10,000 subscribers. So I'd love it if you would subscribe if you just happen to be running across my videos. I would love you to join in and follow me along on my crazy planner journey. And that's all I've got for you guys. Have a great day, and I will catch you next time. Bye.